Good morning. Welcome in. I pushed the button a few minutes early. Flip you back around. That's my ceiling. Looks great, doesn't it? Welcome to the studio at Two Girls Treasure. How are you? I'm Diane Pruitt. Come on in. It's a few minutes early. Grab your coffee. We'll chat for a few. Got a couple of things I need to prepare. I was setting the camera up so that part was done because I always wait till the last second to do that. But I have some beautiful pieces here we're working with. But I do want to sand the edges a little bit. You know, when you're crafting and doing things, it is always an experiment. Always. There we go. Nice and smooth. Scotty boy, thank you. He helped me cut 21 boards with 13 3x3 squares on each board. So we have a lot of these beautiful blocks that we're going to play with from now until we run out. But thanks to him, it went much smoother than anticipated. So I truly appreciate my precious husband for all he does to help us out here in the studio. I'm going to put the trash can down just a little smooth around the edges is all these need. And they're wonderful. These are going to make some beautiful ornaments. And the cool thing is they're freestanding because he cut them perfectly straight. So these are going to make some amazing shelf blocks too. I love that. I know he thinks I've lost my mind. But we had lumber and we needed to use it. Today we're doing our Mixology Monday, but I started a few minutes early, so bear with me while I take my big nice hand sander. I love this thing. Excessively large, but perfect for these type jobs. And we're done. So we'll set those to the side. I have 4 more, but we'll use those later. I have got to show you this. When you look at this, what do you see? Do you just simply see a board with like a half round in it? Like a guillotine? No, that's not what it is. I see a South Carolina sunset and I see sun catchers underneath hanging from a porch. That's what I see when I look at that piece of lumber. So let's set that to the side because we're going to get to that. I don't know if it'll be today, but we will. Mel and I were playing in the studio, and I don't know if you saw these on my little spinny 3-second video, but let me show you these up close. Look at the sparkle inside. Look at our beautiful seahorse. So cute. So let's grab our, I'm going with seashells, y'all. I'm in love with the seashells. We're also going to grab our Color Creator kit. And I'm going to grab a box of Alumilite clear casting resin. There we go. This is what we're going to work with. And you know what's really cool about this today? This is not even what's important to us. So that goes to the side. There is a huge difference between clear cast and quick cast. If you've never used the resins, I would truly, highly recommend that you work with someone to get a little bit of experience if you're not sure. The clear cast is not hard to work with, but the casting resins are, well, it's a chemical reaction. So you definitely want to be prepared for that before you jump in. I love to work with these products. So let's take a look inside the box. These are dyes. You wouldn't know it from looking at the packaging because they're in there pretty tight so that they don't pump over and spill out. But you have, when you buy this kit, you have some beautiful alcohol dyes. You even have white. And then to accompany them, you have, there is an instruction kit. Read that carefully. This is diamond dust. Look at the sparkle in that package. This is blue. This is more of a glitter mica. This is your ocean blue metallic. This is a nice smooth mica. This is your blue-green metallic. We're going to lean heavily on that. And your Crater Lake blue, much different than your uh, ocean blue. I wanted to say that, but the words were escaping me. So you've got two different blues, a green, and let's not forget our white metallic, and two different glitters in this kit with instructions and your dye. Let me grab. You would have thought I would have picked it up when I was over here, but I didn't. Let's grab a couple of different things. Mold release. Do you have to have it? No. But do you need it? Yes. Good morning. Oh, hey, I'm so glad you're here. Yeah, working with these is super cool. Do you need the mold release? I think so. Here's why. We spend a lot of money on these mold sets. We love these mold sets. We're obsessed with some of them. I just poured 3, 4, 5 sets of the Christmas trees from the Boughs of Holly mold set. Do you have that one? A lot of people do not. It is out of production, and finding it is like finding the holy grail of Iron Orchid Design mold sets. Is it possible? Yes. Is it expensive? Absolutely. But I want to protect that because I pour a lot of castings, and in order to protect my mold sets, I use mold release. Do you have to? Again, no. Should you? Absolutely. Shake it up a little bit. Spray your, I'm going to stand up. Spray your molds. That prevents your casting from sticking to your mold set once it is cured. And that prevents overuse and use and use and use the breakdown of the silicone. These are not going to last forever. Do everything you can to protect it while you have it, and it'll last you a whole lot longer. That's why I still have my Boughs of Holly mold set. Now, here's what we do. We're not going to use the dyes until we get ready to mix, and we're not ready to mix. That's the last thing we're going to do. Do you need gloves for the mica powders? Doesn't matter. What you really just want to do is get some paintbrushes out and away from your face, because remember, we've worked with these before, and these are very fine particles. Very fine. You see that powder in there? You do not want to breathe that in. I'm going to tip you down just a little bit. Ooh, we don't want any, we don't need any little smiley faces. We don't need that. But I'm going to take just a little brush, my little painty brushes, and I'm going to dip into my mica powders. Now, I have a tendency to brush them on a little bit heavier than I need to. I want a really rich finish when I get there. And I'm just going to paint it into my cavity. I want to emphasize the edges, so I go around and make sure the raised sides of the mold cavity is brushed as well. That way my edges, when they come out, are finished in the color that everything else is. Look how sparkly this one is. We used, look at it under the light. Can you see? Let's see. So sparkly. So beautiful. Front and back looks great. Ooh, and that's right in my eyes. There we go. I love this little gooseneck. I can adjust it wherever I need. But the object is to simply paint your mold cavity with your powders. Now, that's all blue, and it's lovely, absolutely lovely, but let's add to it. Let's grab our Color Creator blue glitter. These are powders, these are glitter. Again, open it away from your face. These are, hey, good morning. These are very fine particles. Look when I put my brush in. You don't want to breathe that in. So don't. Open it away from your face, okay? And tink your glitters in wherever you want them. Now again, I have a tendency to use more than enough. I like it like that. So now we have our ocean blue and we have our blue glitter. Didn't dump, it didn't dump. Now let's put in some of our green. And we're going to blend a little bit. So my seahorses, if you didn't see at the very beginning, my seahorses are a blend of colors. Not hard to do, but you really just enjoy this process because this is so much fun. Take the time and paint the mica powders into your cavity. Just like you're painting the fine details of one of your crafts. But you're doing it before you put anything together. Once this is done, you don't have to paint your castings. Now I'm going to bring my green up around the edge, but not in the middle. Just about midway up. Now let's grab I want our bright blue. I think I used darker blue on the other two. But we're going to take some of this blue and we'll paint in the top section of our seahorse. Keep in mind when you start to pour, some of this is going to move. It's not going to sit still. Some of this is going to move, and that's where your natural blending comes in. You can use your popsicle stick or your silicone stick to move that action around a little bit, but ultimately the settling of the pigment is really going to depend on the resin, and that's kind of a neat thing. That means we don't control it completely, and it's hard when you're not controlling the outcome of your craft. but sometimes it's really neat just to let it happen. So I'm going to do just the opposite. I did the green down at the bottom, blue at the top. On this one, I'm going to do blue down at the bottom, green at the top. And again, I'll bring that color up along the edges. I think I went a little bit further this time. It's okay. There's no rule here. We're just blending color. Do what makes you happy with it. But make sure you keep this away from your face. You can wear a mask. I'm not going to. I'm just going to keep it away from my face. And you definitely do not want a fan on while you're doing this. Turn the ceiling fan off. Turn any of the fans off. You just don't need it, and you don't want it dusting this around. Now I'm going to grab another color creator kit. Don't be mad at me. I bought all three. This one is the Chameleon mica powders and glitters. These are spectacular. So this is the blue-green color change glitter. Look at that. I just want to play with it before I use it. I always spin it around and look at it under the light because look how amazing the color is, even down here. And we also have a blue color change powder, a green color change powder. We have gold, green glitter, silver glitter, purple powder, and gold powder. These are amazing to play with. But what I like to do, what I think is a lot of fun, is to take our castings, and I did it with this one, this clamshell. And you see that there's more than just micas in there. So I took the blue-green color change, and these are a little bit chunkier, and I poured them in. And this is what I put in first. I put the glitter in, and I just let it set in the cavities wherever it fit. But I put a lot of it because y'all know I'm a little excessive. All right, I'm going to use the darker blue here. And I'm just going to go into the cavity over the top of the glitter. And you do need to be careful when you're layering them. Color over color, you don't want to smush out what you have in there. But you do want to add some of that mica, some of the fine powder with that glitter. And that's going to look spectacular. I love it. Now, we haven't even touched our whites yet. So let's dust. I think what I want to grab first is some silver color change glitter, because who wouldn't want that in their life? I think I really want the starfish. I love the sand dollar, but I think I want to work with the starfish in silver and white. There's a little bit of blue that dusted over. We'll just mix that in. And because we're going to use our clear cast, this is going to take all day. This is literally going to take all day. It's okay though. All we have is time, right? Now this one I'm just going to tink it in. You can load it on your brush and just tap your brush and let it fall into the cavity. You can do the same thing with your mica powders. Tell you what, let's use the diamond dust. This one's more sparkly. That's just pure color. This is pure sparkle. And I'm here for the sparkle. Oh, thank you. I absolutely love playing with resin. It brings me great joy to make these designs. And the more glitter, the happier I am. And can you see these with all this sparkle on that sunset board with some dangly glass pieces? I mean, what an amazing sun catcher we're fixing to make. And I'm just going to go in and I'm going to make sure our sides are covered with the diamond dust. This stuff right here, you really want to be careful because it is fine and it will fly. But boy, those are going to be some beautiful starfish. Not enough, need more. I love that. Those are so cute. All right, and I have one already done. Can you see the glitter, the diamond dust moving around? This stuff is super duper. Super duper. Now let's take the blue. Let's take the lighter blue and the white. And I'm just going to use the white metallic powder for this. So we're powder to powder, okay? So we'll take the white metallic powder, the blue metallic powder, and put them both in the cavity. And let's kind of stir them together, just tamping them with the tip end of my brush. So that we make a whole other blue, a completely different color. Now, let's dust our cavity with it. Just paint it in. Take your brush, brush it around, make sure you get your edges covered. Tink it out of the places where there's a little too much. Make sure it's covered evenly. Make sure you get those edges covered. And for those people who go, seashells aren't that color, you know what? Mine are. If you want color like this on your seashells, this is how you can get it. Don't be a hater. Now, I did this one in blue. I'm going to do this one in green. And if you get multiple color creator kits, then you can mix more than just these ocean finish colors. I go around the edges. I make sure all of the wall edges of the cavity are covered with the color, just so our edges are finished. You know how I like edges finished well. There we go for that. And I'm going to use some color change green in here. I don't think I'm going to use the glitter so much. I think I'm just going to go with the color change glitter. And this is wicked. When you start pouring, some of this will move. It's okay. You can always come back, take your stick, and move it where you want it. All right. That's going to be spectacular. So we're going to cap that because that is a fine mist and we don't want that all over ourselves. We're going to set these to the side. I'm going to close these so I don't knock them over because you know I will. And it's hard not to want to squeeze the air out of here, but if you do, do it gently. Do it gently because these are so fine particles that they will get in the air. Now, I'll tell you this. If you have breathing problems, if you have asthma or COPD, get somebody to do this with you. Not because there's some warning, but I'm cautious. And these are very fine powders. You don't want to breathe these in. And if you have breathing problems, you don't want to create more. So just don't. Get some help. You want me to help you? Come on over. I'll help you, girl. We'll do this together, okay? Put a mask on. Make sure you wear your safety glasses. Always, always protect your eyes. All right. We have our measuring cups and we have our mixing cup. Now, here's where the dye comes in, and this is going to be a lot of fun. It's 924. Let's go ahead and pop these open. This is side B. I've got a lot of resin on these gloves, so they're a little slippery. Oh, I love to crack open a brand new container of resin. All right. I usually take my lid and my bottle and put it on the side where I am pouring so that I don't get the lids mixed up and I don't get the cups mixed up. Because I don't mix in the cup, I mix in my silicone mixing cup. It's easier to extract it when it's cured so that I keep my cup clean. And it pours pretty cool too. All right. Equal portions. We're going to do 30 mils of side A. And we're going to pour 30 mils of side B. I'll go ahead and put this in. With your clear cast, you have a lot more open time. And what that means is you have a lot more time to mix, to pour, and to settle your resin before it starts to cure on you. And I promise, unless you go watch a TV show while you're putting this together, this will not cure on you. You have some open time to work with. Make sure you scrape all of that wonderful material out of that cup because you want to make sure it gets in here. Now, when we're doing our clear cast, we usually go ahead at this point and put our dye in because we're doing clear cast, not quick cast. That's hard to keep straight. We can go ahead and pour both of our components in before we add the dye. Just pour it on in there. Scrape your sides. Keep scraping. Side B is thick. Make sure you get all of it. Because the more you get out of the cup, The closer to the exact mixing ratio you are, there we go. Now, in order to get a little bit of lift with the color here, we're going to take one of our, or two of our dyes. These are alcohol ink. Not the same as alcohol ink that you would use on stamps. Don't do this on stamps, okay? So I love that deep sea. It's got that blue purpley finish to it. But I think this time we're going to go with some Baja Blue. I don't think I've ever opened this. So we can't go with Baja Blue until we clip that top. And I should probably just use a pin, but I'm just going to clip it. Clip the top off, add 2, 3, 4 drops. Y'all, can you see that? It is spectacular. We put 4 drops of Baja Blue, and just for good measure, we have Fuji Green and we have Rainforest. Let me see what color Rainforest is. I'm going to tink it out on the paper towel. Oh yeah, we want that. Let's put a couple of drops of Rainforest in. 1, 2. That'll give us a rich blue-green finish. And we'll move all of the dyes out of the way. Now let's mix this up. Doesn't that look mix-worthy? That's going to be so pretty. The more dye you use, the darker, the richer the clear cast is going to be. The less dye you use, the more translucent the clear cast will be. Sounds like an oxymoron because we're adding dye to clear cast and we have a ton of mica powders and glitters in our cavity. But what I mean by saying that is the less of this we have in, the more translucent the finish is going to be when the sun hits these. And we're here for that kind of activity. So let's stir this. I'm going to stir this gently, but I'm going to make sure I'm scraping the sides and the bottom with every stir. Again, because you have a lot of open time with this, you have a lot of mixing time with this as well. So don't worry so much about stirring it fast or hard. This is not like your quick cast. This is a clear cast. Just mix it up. Scrape your sides, get all of that good dye mixed in with your clear. Don't lose any of that color. And you're going to have a lot more bubbles with your clear cast. Now I have a little spritzer bottle right here at my fingertips somewhere full of alcohol. And when I pour my clear cast, after it's in the cavity and it's settling, I spritz the back of it with the alcohol, and that helps off-gas it. I do not like to use my heat gun if I can help it, but I will, and I absolutely do not recommend that you use a torch because you will break down your silicone mold. Your heat ratio is too high, and this is not a deep pour epoxy. That's a whole other thing, and that's not what we're working with. These are not deep pour cavities. These are shallow pour cavities. There's no mold set that Iron Orchid Design created that requires a deep pour epoxy and a torch. That's a whole other thing. So don't use your torches. If you have a little butane torch, that's cool. Don't use it on this, okay? If you're going to do a deep pour, that's great. Use the tools, but make sure that when you do, you know which one you're using. All right, y'all, my favorite part. Now, this is just a slow pour. Let's start over here with the seahorses. And because we have that open time, we can pour slowly. This is a little bit thicker than your quick cast. So when you pour, keep that in mind so you don't over pour your cavity. Slow it down a little bit, reel it back. If you have small details to fill in, pour gently. You can move the resin around easy. You just take your popsicle stick and come into your resin. Don't go deep because you've got your mica powders there. And just move the resin where you need it. Now let's go ahead and fill in both of our seahorses. And we'll let it just run like the river down through there. The slower you pour, the less of your micas are going to move in the cavity. It gives you a little bit more control. It's kind of mesmerizing, isn't it? And we're going to be just shy of being able to fill this last cavity. But look at the beautiful finish we're going to have when this sets up. Very excited. All right, y'all. It is 9:36. It is Monday, and there is a lot to accomplish today. This week, it's a new month. Welcome to June. So we're going to let this sit until it cures, and then we will take our blocks and we will create some beautiful pieces. We'll take our sunset board and we'll paint that in and create some beautiful artwork with that as well. Very excited. Very excited. We do carry the Alumilite products. We do have the clear cast in stock. We have some of the resin powders. We don't have the color creator kits. We're sold out. But if you want them, drop me a message. Let me know which ones you're interested in. They should be on our website, and we will absolutely get those sent out to you or shipped in here so you can pick them up. All right, y'all. Thanks for being with me for Mixology Monday. I'm Diane Pruitt. We're in the studio at Two Girls Treasure in Florence, South Carolina. Thank you so, so much for being here today. I hope you have a beautiful Monday, an amazing month, and I will be right back here tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. for more fun. Y'all have a beautiful day. Take care of yourselves, and I mean that, and take care of each other, and I truly mean that. Bye, y'all.